So yeah, when you go to the website, you can see certain testimonials of couples that say, "Oh yeah, Fearless Living. Without Fearless Living, we wouldn't even be able to talk," because it gives also couples and families and partners a common language, right? So now It's not, "You're doing this to me." It's like, "Hey, fear is on patrol here. Let's talk about it." So it's no longer judging. It's no longer blaming. It's no longer, escalating. It's no longer
twisting
feeling
things
victimized.
around.
Twisting things around. That's right. Because now you have a vocabulary to talk about your trigger. You have a vocabulary to talk about what's really happening, so that you now know how to ask for your needs to be met. You know how to say, "I need this." You know how to say, "Would you be willing?" You know how to make a request. And you know that you asking is not just for your benefit, but for the relationship's benefit. So yes, I'm a big believer that every single human being, if I could have them in my workshop, I would be so happy.
Yes, because I think the whole key is getting people, just like with teaching love, for me, it's all about teaching the elementary kids, because then they're going home and teaching, and then the generations go from there. So with the coupleness starting early, then you're not 55 years old trying to figure out whether you want to get a divorce or not, or that you do want to get a divorce. Because when you think about it, I always look at these couples and they look like they're so much in love, with the weddings and all this and that, and then it's like they hate each other 20 years later.
I know, it's so makes me so sad.
What happened there? What happened? It's you wonder, but it's really because of those triggers that we all have. We all have fear, and we all want to be needed and wanted, but we're not telling anybody what our needs are. And
that's right.
Yeah, and then we're stuck in our stuff.
And then we blame the other person, and then we blame ourselves, and then there's so much water under the bridge, and we just feel like we want to clean our hands of it, and we don't know how to clean it up, so we leave, right?
Right.
We leave. And so, fear, it's fight or flight, right? Fight or flight or freeze. And so we fight or flight, in our unique ways in order to get away from the feeling that we're afraid to feel, get away from those thoughts that are haunting us. And we think that when we get away from this relationship, everything will be better and different. And on some level, sure, functionally it might, but you still have those feelings and thoughts inside you. And that's going to come up in the next relationship in a different way. So yeah, it's as Aristotle says, know thyself, right? So Fearless Living really helps you understand how you work. How do you work? How do you process fear? What does happen to you? And it's not because it feels, I know for me, for most of my life, it felt very convoluted and very like, it changes and I'm upset. Why am I upset about this? And, and it just felt so overwhelming. But when you understand the process, you kind of take your control back, and you feel empowered and confident, and you feel like you know what's happening to you. So you're no longer like lost in kind of the pain and suffering of it, and lost in the victimization, and lost in the negative self-talk. You transcend all that. And so you know what to do instead. You can access different feelings and thoughts, so you're not stuck in that place. So, for me, I did everything. I read books, I did workshops, I went to therapy, I did everything. And it wasn't until I really understood, Fearless Living and the Wheel of Fear and Wheel of Freedom that I really got my life. I got who I was. Like I got it. And it gave me such a feeling. It gave me my life. It gave me my life, right? It gave me everything.
Right. And in essence, the experiences, however dark or heavy or light that they are, they're all really for us. And and there's a purpose there, and when you see it from that respect, you're able to move forward. You're able to be comfortable with it in a sense where it's not, you're not going down the rabbit hole every time someone says something that reminds you of your childhood or whatever it may be. So, yeah. But I love that that with the couples and the young people, because think of all the kids that are subjects of a divorce. Think of all those kids that could have, the love and the freedom and the peace within because they had parents that, that got it, that found their fear and were able to move from that and communicate in a way that, you're really celebrating each other's uniqueness.
Well, parents come up to me. Yeah, parents come up to me all the time and say, how can I make sure that my child doesn't have a wheel of fear? I go, no. It's part of our neurobiology. Your child is going to have a wheel of fear. Right. And then they're like, well, but what can I do? And I go, know yours. Show yours. Teach yours. Educate. Learn the tools so that you can be a model, like you're saying, to show people what do you do when you're not happy? What do you do when you're frustrated? What do you do when you're anxious? What do you do instead of getting angry and sulking and, kicking your feet and getting mad and throwing something? There's something else to do, and let me show you how to do it. So I said the best thing you can do for your children, is understand how fear works. Because then, one, you're going to see your child's fear. That's one. You're going to start seeing not like your children as like a horrible child misbehaving. You're going to start being able to see your child and go, oh, okay, I see what's going on, what's really going on underneath. It is not about such and such. It's really about fear. Got it. And you're going to be able to talk to your child different. You're going to be different. You're not going to get so upset. You're not going to feel so like, why can't they behave? I mean, why can't they behave? Like, what? So the things coming out of your mouth are going to be different. It's like the way that we punish ourselves as parents and the way we punish our children, that changes. It becomes like, oh, I see that they're activated by fear. Oh, I'm activated by fear. Oh, I'll take responsibility for mine. I'm going to educate my child about theirs. And now you're creating a healthy dynamic that your child can use for the rest of their life.
Right, and then they can teach their friends and their partners.
That's right. I have some couples, some parents that, I do gratitudes and acknowledgments and intentions a certain particular way here in Fearless Living, a little different than most people. And I have my coaches and students teach their kids, like on the way home from school, they do gratitudes and acknowledgments. And, at the dinner table, they'll set their intention. And so these little tiny tools, just a small one, just a gratitude, acknowledgement, and intention, transform a family. Because now a child at school, when a mother says, oh, how can you acknowledge yourself today? What did you see different today? What did you discover about yourself? Now you're training the child to look for those things throughout the day. Not like, well, what did you do in school? It's like, no, who are you today? Let's talk about you. So I want you to acknowledge something that you did today. Now the child is looking for ways to do something more courageous, to do something that he wants to share. So you're literally teaching them how to frame their day and their life differently. And they are going to do different things in school just because of the questions that you ask your children. They are going to be different because of the questions you ask. Isn't that just amazing? That changes
powerful.
Everything.
So powerful.
Totally powerful.
Yeah. And that's the trick for so many people as they, go through college and beyond. A lot of times they're not finding their passion. And you talk about, to think about what makes you feel special. And that draws you into finding what your passion is. And then I always say, once you know your passion, if you can turn that into serving others, and you've created a livelihood for yourself as well as helping others in the world. I mean, what's better than that? I really feel that's our purpose.
That I'm with you 100%. There's nothing greater in the world. No greater joy.
Yes. Well, we only have a minute or two left. What would you like to leave the listeners with, Rhonda?
Well, if I could say one thing and one thing only, and if you're hearing my voice right now, if you could get it into your soul and own it and believe that maybe what I'm saying is true, and just for, suspend disbelief and just go, okay, Rhonda's going to say something to me right now, and I'm going to totally decide to believe it's real and true. If I could say one thing and one thing only, it would be this. There is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It is just fear. You're not a bad person. You didn't do horrible things. And yes, I understand that you think you did, but in reality, they're not. So you are not a bad person, a wrong person, a stupid person, a confused person, a frustrated person, a procrastinator. You are not any of those things. It is just fear labeling and talking you out of being who you're meant to be. So it is not you, it is fear. So once you start understanding that you are not your fear, then everything opens up. All possibilities come into your moment. And that's what I want. I want you to have all possibilities, not just the possibilities fear gives you, because that will always be safe stuck in the same. I want you to have all possibilities for your future to unfold that your soul wants to unfold. So that is what I want. If I could imprint it on everyone's heart, there's nothing wrong with you, it's just fear. There's nothing wrong with you, it's just fear. There's nothing wrong with you, it's just fear. Yes. And that is what I wish, that is what I hope, and that is what I do my work for every single day of my life.
Well, you're just one incredible soul, for sure. So I thank you so much, Rhonda, for coming back, and we'll probably have you back down the road because your energy and your spirit is just phenomenal. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Deborah. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's all deserving. And for everyone listening, and pass it on, go to the workshop. It's May 10th through the 12th, Life Without Fear with Rhonda Britten. Get there and change your life and everyone around you. And for those listening, until we come together again, au revoir.
Are you seeking a clearer path to love? Then tune in to the Love by Intuition show next week. All designed to your highest good. To contact Deborah Buffet, owner of Empowered Connections, call her at 508-226-1723. That's 508-226-1723. Or link on to lovebyintuition.com. Remember, we are all one, and we are all part of the miracle of love.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.